It was a Saturday and I agreed to show up in this reputed school as their English trainer. I woke up in the morning and I realized I was clearly not in the mood to show up in this place and go teach. I was too lazy for that. And I was representing this one academy, and that academy was not really good at paying me. I already did 2 sessions and they didn't pay me, and I had this one thought in my mind as in like, why should I go and teach representing this academy when this academy doesn't want to pay me? But I promised the kids that I would show up. So I felt like they would feel disappointed and I didn't want to disappoint them, and therefore I decided to show up. I drove to that place, I went there, and the moment I walked in, I could see there was a lot of confusion in that place. A lot of trainers who said that they would show up didn't show up, and therefore there was a huge lack of trainers, and the trainer-student ratio was completely not working out, and there was a lot of confusion, but I really didn't want to bother about it. I wanted to make sure that the school understood that I was not representing the academy, but then, yeah, I was representing the academy. But one thing that I was very sure of is I was not going to show up any day after that. So I made up my mind that, okay, this is my last day over here, and so I thought, let me just give my best, at least for the kids who want to learn something new. So I went up to the classroom and I did a writing session. So I gave them a test. In their writing session, I asked them to come read out their works, and I made sure I gave them the comments about their writing session, about the writing that they did. Now, there was this one old lady who walked inside my class when I was doing my session. And I'm not this person who's very comfortable when someone comes inside my class when I'm teaching. And this lady had a notebook in her hand, and she was looking at the way I was teaching and she was jotting down points. I was comfortably sure that she was trying to judge me and judge the way I was teaching. I wasn't comfortable. I never wanted someone to judge me by the way I was training. I was there to train a bunch of kids, not to be there for an interview or not to be there for someone to judge me on how I was teaching. Now, consequently, things that happened always made me feel uncomfortable, but somewhere I kept telling my mind, okay, this is your last day, so don't worry about anything. And then the session ended, I wanted to leave, but for one last time, I wanted to call this owner of this academy to tell her that I finished 3 classes and therefore I had to be paid for the 3 classes. And I tried calling her, she didn't pick up the call. So I assumed that she would have been in some meeting, but then she picked the call when another trainer called. And I was completely furious. I wanted to just leave that place abruptly, not tell anyone, just not answer anybody, and I was completely furious. But then I wanted to leave that place, and then all of a sudden the school called for a meeting for all the trainers. Now, I wasn't paid for the classes that I'm doing. I was not treated well, and then this owner of this academy is not responding to the call for whom I'm representing here. Why should I even attend the meeting? I wanted to sneak out, but that really didn't happen. I had to attend the meeting. So I had to wait there and until the person who arranged for the meeting comes up for the meeting, and I was just standing there with a lot of thoughts inside my brain, trying to understand what I was trying to do, trying to comprehend the situation. And then all of a sudden, there was this one cute girl who called me. And when I turned to look at her, she was dressed up so beautiful. She looked like an angel, and then she just, put out her hand with a box full of chocolates, and I realized it was her birthday. And keeping all of that frustration away from my mind, I tried to pull out a smile on my face and I said, "Happy birthday, dear." And I picked up a chocolate, and I really wanted her to feel happy. Even before I could comprehend the situation I was in, she immediately bent down and touched my feet. And I didn't know what to do. I started panicking, and then I asked her to get up, and she said, "Thank you so much, ma'am." Now, this girl didn't know who I was. This girl didn't know if I was a good person or a bad person. All she knew was I was a trainer and I was a teacher, and that one small information was enough for her to touch my feet. And I'm not this person who allows people to touch my feet. Neither would I touch someone's feet, because I believe that the only one person, the only entity who deserves worship is God and God alone. And I felt the regret that I allowed one girl to touch my feet. I was so not conscious enough, not concentrating enough to let a girl touch my feet. So I just said a small word of prayer in my heart and I asked God, God, please just bless her, and I'm really sorry for letting her touch my feet. But then I also realized that the responsibility of a teacher is something that always is heavy. And when you carry that heavy responsibility, you always have to live up to it. Now this girl who made me realize the responsibility of a teacher is the 28th person I met.